In one of our previous videos, we have discussed which one is better. Is it better to go for full 5 marches from one troop type, or is it better to spread your investments between infantry, cavalry, and archers? And the final decision on this video was 3-1-1. What I mean by that is 3 marches from your main troop type and 1 march from each other troop types. For example, if you're an infantry main, you want to have 3 infantry marches and 1 cavalry, 1 archer. And that's why today we are going to discuss what is the best investment configuration for a 3-1-1 cavalry main. First, we are going to discuss 3 best marches. Then I will give you guys budget versions for those marches. And after that, we will take a look at your best of the best 1 march infantry and archer legendary commander investments. And at the end, I will give you guys 5 different tiers of equipment for your cavalry marches so that you can start with the most basic one and make your way up to the best version of your equipment. Without further ado, let's go.
Spartans! What is your profession?
This shouldn't be a surprise for any of you. The top 1 pair is Nevsky and Joan of Arc, and the little arrows between them means that you can try both of them as primary and secondary and see which one you like the best. So Joan of Arc Nevsky or Nevsky Joan of Arc is our number 1 pair. Nevsky is arguably the best commander in Rise of Kingdoms right now, and Joan of Arc is just a better version of William. So this march, in my opinion, definitely deserves the number 1 space, the pair number 1 on our 3 cavalry marches configuration. Our second march is also a crazy march, XY Honda. Even though Honda is a leadership commander, he's extremely universal. Since XY is our primary and he requires less rage to cast his active skill, Honda paired with XY is a deadly pair. Like, they deal tons of damage, but please make sure that you are micromanaging this march, especially because when people see XY, they're just gonna attack him. Some may ignore him and go for others, but when they see Honda secondary, XY Honda, everyone, like literally everyone, will target you on the field and start attacking you. So you have to micromanage this march, you have to retreat when needed. It's a super effective march, they deal tons of damage, but of course they can only deal damage if they are alive. So make sure to keep them on the field as much as you can. Pay extreme attention to this march. This is our march number 2 recommendation for a cavalry main who wants to invest most of their commander sculptures to cavalry commanders. Let's go to march number 3. Our next investment, next cavalry pair, is Chandragupta paired with William. Even if you are not a cavalry main, William is still an amazing commander in Rise of Kingdoms to invest your sculptures, and obviously if you're a cavalry main, he's even better because you will have better primaries and you will have better equipment for your William. But top 2 primaries for William are already occupied. Nevsky William, XY William, not possible. Nevsky paired with Joan of Arc, XY paired with Honda Tadakatsu. And that's why we need to find a primary for our William, and that is Chandragupta. After Nevsky, Joan of Arc, and XY, I think Chandragupta is the 4th best cavalry commander in Rise of Kingdoms, and that's why my recommendation is Chandragupta and William. They also work really good together, they don't have any anti-synergies, and the beautiful thing about Chandragupta is that he has his own HP debuff, and that debuff, since it's coming from a skill, not an accessory like a concealed dagger, can actually stack with the dagger. So you can debuff your enemy's health with concealed dagger, and you can also debuff their HP even further with the skill of Chandragupta, since they both stack. So we could say Chandra is like Tomyris of cavalry, right? You want to debuff your enemy with Chandragupta as much as you can, and your other marches deals tons of damage. Our third pair is Chandragupta William. Nevsky Joan of Arc, XY Honda, Chandragupta William is my top 3 recommendation for someone who wants to invest their sculptures in cavalry commanders, who wants to be extremely fast on the field and deal tons of skill damage. I think having this configuration for your 3 marches on the field is extremely powerful. Now for my fellow free-to-plays and low spenders, let's take a look at the budget versions of each pair. Pair number 1, Nevsky Joan of Arc. As you can tell, I just wouldn't change these commanders to make it budget. So the best thing to do to make this pair more free-to-play, low spender friendly is to investing less sculptures on both commanders, which is 5551 Nevsky and 5515 Joan of Arc. I know it's a bit tricky to get a 5515, but it's possible if you have some luck, if you have the skill resets, you may get her to 5155. Worst case scenario may be a 5525, it's still okay, but that will be the budget version of pair number 1. Let's go to pair number 2. This time we did change our commanders. We said bye-bye to Honda, and instead we have Mehmed and Minamoto. If you have already invested on Minamoto in early game, early KVKs, yes, you can 100% use XY Minamoto. It's not going to perform as good as XY Honda, obviously, but still, you don't want your max legendary commander sitting in your city, especially if that's a commander that you have invested real money. In that case, I can definitely recommend XY paired with Minamoto. If you have love invested in Minamoto, if you have, let's say, spent some money, small amount of money, and I don't know, got your Minamoto to 5 something something, you can this time definitely use XY Minamoto until you max your Honda, so you can go for pair number 2 on the left, or you can wait until you max your Mehmet, because XY Mehmet is also extremely strong, and Mehmet is a gold key commander, so you are not going to invest any legendary commander sculptures on him. I mean, you shouldn't, right? He is a gold key commander. Why should you invest your precious legendary commander sculptures on a gold key commander, even if they are really good? What you can do is, you can use a 5511 Mehmet with your XY. It will be fine until you can max him, but do not invest legendary commander sculptures on him. The whole idea of this budget version XY Mehmet is because we are going to use 690 less sculptures for this pair. We have max XY with max Honda, and we are going to get rid of Honda. We are going to spend 690 less sculptures because Mehmet is a gold key commander, and Minamoto, you can only get him by spending real money. So this is the budget version of pair number 2. And our pair number 3 shouldn't be a surprise to any of you. Joan William, both are 5551. Back in the day when we had no XY, no Nevsky, Saladin was the go-to primary commander for cavalry. Not just cavalry, Saladin FF-less, Saladin YSG, doesn't matter. Like, the reason why Saladin is that good is his versatility. And also, a 5551 Saladin is like 95% completed. And since he's so versatile and extremely strong, with 390 sculpture investment, we want to go for Saladin and William. Both 5551 is our pair number 3 for budget version. 4140 is the number of sculptures you need to have all these 3 marches on the left. 6 commanders all max. By the way, we are excluding the 10 sculptures you need to summon the commander. If you add that too, that is 4200. It's crazy, but these are amazing top tier marches for a cavalry main. And 2250 is the number of sculptures we need to be able to make the commander configuration on the right. So the number of sculptures is almost doubled, but of course, if you want the best results in the open field, you want to have the best commanders in their best state. So depending on your account level, your spending level, your focus, you are the one who need to decide which one is worth it, the one on the left or the one on the right. But of course, you can start with the one on the right and you can slowly work on to get the configuration on the left. Now let's take a look at your best 1 infantry and your best 1 archer march. Infantry is pretty obvious, it is Guan CPO, but as you can see, we have a small Alexander on the right. The reason is many people did invest on Alexander in early game, so even if you're a cavalry main, you may still have a max or a 5551 Alexander. In that case, you don't have to go for Guan Yu and CPO. Yes, it is the best, but if you already invested on Alexander, you can then decide Guan or CPO to pair with your Alexander. And which one should you choose? I think even though there is a anti-synergy between CPO and Alexander and their shields, I will probably still go for CPO Alexander because CPO is the latest infantry commander. And once we get next infantry commanders, I'm 100% sure that CPO will work better than Guan Yu, so you can go for CPO Alex, and then if there is any infantry commander that you are heavily interested, then you can max him and pair with CPO, because even though Guan Yu is still extremely strong, he is specific, he has to be a primary commander. You cannot use Guan Yu as secondary, and if you are doing that, please stop, just use him as primary. So if we get a new infantry commander who is, again, just like Guan Yu, only good as primary, we cannot use Guan Yu with that commander. So my recommendation would be, if you, let's say, already invested on Alex, go for CPO, pair your CPO with Alexander. But if not, and if you have tons of sculptures, Guan Yu and CPO is the best version at this moment. However, we will have new infantry commanders very soon, so do not invest on this march yet. Same goes for archers. I think Boudica Artemisia is the absolute best archer march right now. Some people say Boudica Ramses is actually really strong. I can see why they are strong, because they have a lot of skill damage taken reduction, a lot of single target damage. But if you're gonna have one archer march only, you definitely want some sort of AoE. Boudica Ramses may perform really good in 1v1 duels, but in open field, for your archer march, I think you should definitely go for some sort of AoE, as I said. And that's why with the tankiness and with the synergy between Silence of Artemisia and Boudica's expertise, my number one archer pair is Boudica Artemisia. But just like Alexander, if you have already invested on YSG, because many of us did, you definitely don't need to go for Artemisia. You can safely pair your YSG with Boudica. So your 5-commander configuration as a cavalry main in a 3-1-1 scenario is Nevsky Joan of Arc, X by Honda, Chandra William, Guan CPO, Guan Alex, CPO Alex, doesn't matter. But as I said, we will have new infantry commanders very soon, so do not invest any of these. Archers, Boudica Artemisia if you don't have YSG, and Boudica YSG if you already have Yisong expertise. Now we will take a look at 5 different tiers of equipment for your cavalry marches. We have 5 tiers: early game, mid game, late game, end game, and extreme. Wait, let me just... In early tier, we have some basic equipment. I didn't want to include whites because they're so easy to get and you can just craft them right away. But this is the equipment that you want to have at least, like bare minimum, if you're gonna fight in like KVK 1 or, I don't know, Civil War in your home kingdom. This is what you want to have. Now let's move on to the mid section. Let me go back to my place. And middle tier equipment, we have some epics, but notice that I'm still using blue helm because I think that blue helm is a lot of value. I wouldn't go for the epic helm because it just gives attack. Yes, you might say that epic boots also gives only attack. So why you are changing your boots but not changing your helm? The reason is blue helm is extremely good, but blue boots is just okay. It's a part of the Windswept set. And if you're gonna have one piece from Windswept, there is no point of using it. So we are changing our blue boots to epics, but we are gonna keep our blue helm. I think it is an amazing piece. And please notice that all of these gear, all of these equipment pieces are special talented because this is what you want to have. As long as you have the blueprints, you can always dismantle your epics, greens, blues. You're going to get full materials back. The only thing that you're going to spend is blueprints and some gold. So you definitely want to go for special talents on your gear that is not legendary. In late game tier, I've just added 2 legendary pieces to get a 2-piece set bonus from cavalry set. I have added legendary helm from the set to upgrade our blue piece to a legendary, and I've got rid of the boots because epic boots gives us attack and legendary one gives us HP. So in my opinion, you definitely want to change your helm and your boots before you touch these 4 epic pieces. Last but not least, we have end and extreme gear. I wanted to cover them both together because they are not so different. In end game, we have 4 pieces from cavalry set. We have 4 pieces from cavalry set: helm, chest, weapon, and boots. We have Navarre's control for gloves and Ash of the Dawn for legs. I think this set is amazing. We have so much defense and so much health on this set. We are using 4 pieces from cavalry set for 2 different bonuses, and we are using Navarre's control plus Ash of the Dawn, and both pieces gives health. Love this cavalry gear for endgame. And extreme is not that different from endgame. We just have KVK weapon and KVK helm instead of 2 set pieces, and obviously we have special talents on our regular legendary gear. And this is my beautiful governors, is how you can progress your cavalry equipment. You can start with this one, then move to mid game, late game, end game, and extreme. And since you're gonna have 3 cavalry marches, let's say you manage to craft late game gear in the middle. Once you start crafting your end game gear, 4 legendaries in the middle, now you don't dismantle your special talented epics because now you can move all those special talented epic gear, epic equipment to your second cavalry march. Hope you guys liked it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. This was our 3-1-1 cavalry main configuration. And if you would like to see the same concept for infantry and archers, please hit the like, please hit the subscribe, and comment down below which troop type you want me to cover first, and I will do our next video depending on your answers. Thank you guys so much for watching. I see you on the next one. And if you missed our latest Rise of Kingdoms Legendary Commander investment tier list, make sure to check it out. Bye.